And we're back. I guess we gotta use this crash box garbage. It was great at one time, like everybody, but age really tends to ruin somebody. It's really gonna record that, huh? It is really going to record the information bar. Cause I'm dumb, retarded. Am I recording? I don't think I've ever asked myself that question. Well, I know what it is. It's the recording software I'm using recording. But the other software that I was using didn't let me know it wasn't recording sound. I didn't see an option. Show me an option that I'm recording the sound so I can verify that I'm recording the sound. Here, it'll let me know that I'm recording the video, and evidently if it's a recording video, I'm recording sound, but the other video had no changes and no recorded sound unhindered for a couple hundred megabytes, hours, and all of a sudden record video and not audio, and it didn't let me know that, but now I'm destined to be blasphemed by a recorded time, or maybe it doesn't record that. I bet it does. I'm not familiar with garbage crap of Windows. All I know is if it's Windows and you don't need it, do away with it. Just buy the OEM. Never buy a computer. Never mind. Do what you want. It's like they're starving for data, or like there's a hierarchy of torment. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a life-changing experience. It is beyond my. Anyway, we're coming back down here to Shade Hall to see, after 6 hours of uploaded video that had no sound, about 115 minutes in, I made a plug and play sound. I went to Windows and sound ? And the second time the sound has disappeared on my end, not YouTube. Just recently the MicroStar driver has been updated just yesterday after the fact, but prior to that, I suspect the cause is AMD. For some reason, Microsoft wants to get on AMD's chipset driver update. It makes no sense to me.
Why aren't you in
AMD,
Water's
the
Edge?
maker of the GPU that makes the driver for the communication from the main board to the PCI Express slot, the chipset driver was updated by AMD. But as soon as AMD updates that driver, Windows 10 or 11 wants to update that driver. And then a day or two, I got to go back and set my software in my Adrenal edition, because it won't record like a specific monitor or have specific set credentials. The performance monitor, I have a fan performance that I use that works really well, that allows it to, you can almost hear it throttle. It'll throttle, then the fans will go absolutely crazy, then it'll throttle down, and so it's working the way it's intended. But I gotta go back and reset all that stuff or import it, so I didn't download the OS version of the MicroStar driver for the GPU, because what's the point in downloading it twice? I thought it was a corruption. I, however, did not have to reconfigure the Adrenal Edition software, but it stopped recording sound intermittently for 2 times out of, I don't know, 5. So now I'm using Windows, just their generic recorder. However, I did find in the Windows key plus G, it was saying not to record the audio in the video. Now, it's beyond me why you would even want that option. But I just seen that in it. I don't know if it, you know how Windows updates things and they reconfigure on the update to do what they need to do against their consumer? I don't have proof of that, but if you have spent digging through Windows for the last 15 years and wonder why it's doing what it's doing some of the times, you would completely comprehend what I'm putting down. No doubt about it. Like, you disable OneDrive and it goes to update OneDrive, and then all of a sudden update starts updating to OneDrive, and then starts updating the information from your PC to the cloud. And it's like, I just turned it off. It's been off, and then it updates, and then it don't touch OneDrive because it'll auto start and start just updating or uploading everything to the cloud. I had that happen one time. It literally went berserk and uploaded everything. I was like, what is it's not even set to upload that folder. I did have documentation, but like I try not to say things like I can't prove because some dipshit officer that it didn't happen on. If it not recorded, it didn't happen.
You need to finish out the contract with Vienna Amelian in Water's Edge. What's the status?
So anyway, we'll try to get this done without too many outbursts. I really don't give a shit.
Paid her debt off yourself, did you? Not gonna get rich that way, meat.
And when it's
Still,
only
the job's
advertisement
done.
and
Here's your
torment,
payment.
I get recognition for that freaking criminally insane.
You're due for advancement. I hereby name you Protector of the Fighters Guild.
That's it.
I've been told to send you to Coral for some duties. Speak with Orion.
On no duty.
This guild is going to hell in a hog cart. Look at what they give me. Keld of the Isles, Odin Bar, both Guardian rank. Pfft, useless.
Don't I know it? It's gonna be. I can
Tell me
absolutely
more.
relate to that. You know what they say.
You too.
Well, more likely than not, you're the one who don't think that you're the stupid one in the room. You are the stupid one. Once again, not to be stupid, speak to prove it. I'm not stupid. I don't know anything. I can prove it. I guess it's been one mission from the Fighters Guild in Anvil, if I remember correctly. And this is Shaden, so we gotta go to the, murder.
Come on.
Murder. Gotta get some murdering done. Keep an open mind. Do a little murdering, a little thieving.
You've got the hands of a
See where this is going. Anybody knows how I feel about things. A little murder, a little thieving, a little extortion, a little exploiting, a little bit of making something so I can. Yeah. Get trained. I didn't think you could teach an old dog new tricks. I thought this sanctuary was closed, but I'm pretty sure the last time I looked that I had to go tell somebody or somebody. I remember it's a lady in here that I guess she's the new speaker. So I'm the listener. I'm gonna go tell the speaker. The speaker's gonna give the information to the appropriate, checks and balance.
Honor us with your
Something
presence.
that no longer exists in the 250
So the
years of
NighMother has
experience.
spoken. I will make sure
of
this
certain
information
entities.
reaches the appropriate family members. Ah, yes. Here are your weekly earnings. I will see you next week, most honorable listener.
I can't keep up every week. You're talking maybe every month. I don't know if I should start keeping track of the days or.
Sithis has blessed us with you, dear listener.
I see nothing
He is
with
our
the,
dread father, and his
NighMother.
wisdom and terrible fury know no bounds.
Listen, speaker. There's a.
As the new listener
Was that
of the
there?
Black
Is that your shot?
Hand, It is your task to speak with the statue of the
That's why I'm
NighMother
here.
and hear the words of our unholy matron. The statue, as you know, is located in the city of Bravil. You may speak with the NighMother once a week, and then pass that information on to me. Do that, and you will receive your share of this sanctuary's weekly earnings.
Wow. Fascinating. Guess it wouldn't be too much of an economy if it was common knowledge, and the common knowledge was everything that I already know. Imagine if everybody was in real estate, or everybody was in stocks and bonds, or if everybody was, not doing anything physical. Because, seems like there's more people not doing the physical work, and the ones that aren't doing the physical work somehow can roll over the ones who are doing the physical work, which makes their opinions law. I can't figure that part out. Yeah, that's what I'm here. The NighMother told me to come talk to you, and she needs somebody
As the
to.
new listener of the Black Hand,
What is
it
wrong
is
with
your
you?
task to speak with the statue of the NighMother
Biden?
and
Kamala?
hear the words of our unholy matron. The statue, as you know, is located in the
Pelosi?
city of Bravil. You may speak with the NighMother once a week,
Emma?
and then pass that information on to me. Do that,
That's
and
what I.
you will receive your share of this sanctuary's weekly earnings.
I'm sorry. I thought I was coherent, and I could understand things. It might take a while to simplify, but read 4 or 5 times. I was just at the NighMother statue, like you said, in Bravil about a week or so ago. They said there's somebody near Black Marsh, the Black Sacrament, and they're looking to get somebody murdered. Why won't you listen? And the statue said it already gave you something to go do. And then they told me to come here. They reminded me to come here to talk to you. And now you're reminding me to go back and talk to the goddamn statue. Seriously? So you want to do the check and balance on me the same way I fished you? Hey, at least we're getting something done. Free ride.
Under your leadership, the Black
41
Hand
trillion.
will reign eternal.
I'm sure it's going to take $1 trillion to get back down to Bravil. Going on an excursion. We're not going to use
You honor us
in-house.
with your presence.
I guess we'll use our own private plane.
Listener,
We got a plane, right?
how may I serve you?
It's a shame, but there's only a handful of people here, and for 250,000 or 250 years, sharing a common interest and a common goal, united under that specific goal to allow such a union. There's only 5 of us. And the Fighters Guild might be 30. Mages Guild, maybe 30. I guess is that free will? Oh, it's basic survival is the goal. There's a hierarchy. Ponzi. Pyramid. I guess that would make me authority insane, criminally authority insane. I don't know. I do caution the similarity between my outlook or opinion and do keep in mind this is obvious back in that time where it was recognized in the real world that things that weren't necessarily fair were going on in a free world. Isn't that just crazy? How would you even begin to think about some of the scenarios and situations that take some that can't still get things right 250 years? I don't know how old the developers are of this content or software, but I can guarantee it's not 250 years. It didn't take me 250 years to do my occupation. Or understand it. No help. I mean, immediate, like, you just following in footsteps. They didn't take me 250 years. It doesn't allow me. It's almost convenient. I don't even know why they celebrate something like that. Let alone other nations celebrate something like that. Why the hell is Europe celebrating my independence? Can somebody please explain that? I don't give a shit if it's NATO or the 13 associated unions that are on the same team or companions. Why? 1 trillion. Is that why? Gotta buy friends. And if I know anything, you gotta buy your friends, you gotta secure your enemies. Just like Oblivion. And you know, this is not 250 years old. It might be 30, 35. I'm not sure exact, but that's my assessment. This. Well, I hope the audio is recording, or I never had a problem with recording the audio, and like I said, I have no idea why you would not record audio in a video. Mickey Mouse? Goofy? Is this still pictures? I guess I'm gonna try the horse again. There's been not just frame drops, but if you do any like modding in the original Oblivion, and you get that yellow exclamation mark cube thing, usually right before that there's a pause. Of course there's a pause because it crashes to the desktop. There's been some severe pauses that appear to have been changed to a running application that temporarily pauses it to update it. So maybe the horse isn't stupid anymore. It's probably just me. And the others are oblivious. With the generic term STFU. The eccentric. I don't even know what that word means. Definitely alienated, in my opinion. Anything out of the side of a common mind or common thought or the trained. You know, nothing like what would be in some nations where the older military men train the younger and keep an order of not evolution of thought or difference, but stick to the criteria that actually accomplish something and is tangible. That is a true order of origination that remains the same and is taught by the ones who did it before you, as opposed to anything else. It's just propaganda, and it's going to be a shame the way that is going. And then there'll be nothing to differentiate one nation from the next. All just a bundle of tyranny, and that's too bad it happened to you, but it didn't happen to me, kind of thing. You can just Google it. What are we supposed to do? I guess we have no choice but to go to Bravil again. Me and Shadowmare. For eternity. Shadowmare eternity. That was kind of disappointing that the audio didn't show up on that 4 or 5 hour video because of an awesome gameplay footage. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it here. I don't remember all of it, but I had gotten the staff to take back to that crazy deity guy in Shivering Isles. There's some old information. Got to jumpstart some of the receptors. Sharagara, that lady in Leywin, was it Leywin or Reville? Bought that staff, and then she said her translated the inscription and spawned the scamps. Anyway, I was walking out of her house to the back door into the cave to return the staff, and the Leowin guard stopped me for absolutely no reason. I was shocked, in even real life, kind of like real life. Like, you tyrant? I looked at after I said no, I ain't going anywhere at first, if I remember correctly. And so I looked at my my status, and it was like, well, I have no stolen items, I have no bounty. The only thing difference is I got a bunch of scamps following me, and that might be frowned upon by what was rumored in Leowin. I thought it was necromancy, but it still didn't give me a bounty or anything. And what's interesting about that is later on, after this was all said and done, the Leowin Countess was making her trek from the Imperial City and returning to Leowin. Or is it Ravel? Leowin? Because that's where the ring was. So she was returning to Leowin as I was returning to the direction of the Imperial City. And I was already wanted because some of the skooma dealers, I didn't help the Imperial Guard because the Leywin officer was a tyrant and taking advantage of his authority that allowed a crooked judge to put me a day or two in jail. I'm okay with that, but as long as I get half of the $200,000 that you're taking from the taxpayers to supposedly provide a place for evil criminals like me with no criteria or status that makes me an evil criminal. However, as I was coming down the road there around Hell's Gate or uh, just above the hill at Breville, heading back towards Imperial City, I ran into there and I hurried up and snuck and took a couple of potions. And then again, since I snuck, the guard that was escorting them, the Leywin guard, said something about look a thief, and it automatically added 1 septum to my bounty. So it recognized for somehow or some reason that the guard that I got killed, because I shot the guard that wanted me to go take out the skooma dealers down by Leowin. I used my potions and aggroed him to go in to the shack where the skooma dealers were, and when I got in there, I took some more chameleon, so I was heading and nobody detected me. So the skooma dealers killed the guard that I aggroed that came into the skooma den. I still kept a bounty, and the dead person was killed by the skooma dealers. Didn't remove the bounty, but the last witness was killed by the skooma dealers, so I kept taking chameleon potions. I left the skooma den, and then, unbelievable, the skooma den dealers that were dealing in skooma chased me down and ended up killing everybody at the Leywin stables. I go back there later, and they're still trying to kill the horse at the Leywin stables, and the guards aren't doing anything about it. So I imagine they're still down there trying to kill the Kumadil is probably still down there trying to kill the horse. But after I got the opportunity and the wrongful doings done to me didn't get resolved, and the video doesn't have any audio, so that's why I'm explaining it here. Like I said, I was going back to the Imperial City. I took advantage of the situation, actually already being marked up as a bad guy. So I continued to take potions. I managed to get the Leowin Count. I thought I was essential. I managed to get her killed by some guards, not indirectly. All this is indirect. The only thing I wanted to do was give that guard that needed help with the skooma dealers to get revenge on Leowin guard who wrongfully accused me, and I gladly accepted the terms, but it removed 1 point from my hand-to-hand combat, but not really a big deal. But yeah, Leowin Countess, she didn't have the ring on her. It would have been neat if I could have got Imunia, the Argonian. If I could have got the Countess ring that Imunia, the Argonian, that the Thieves Guild didn't make it into the Thieves Guild the first time after getting a book or something. I was going to give that to the guy who had it so he could resell it to a new Countess if that's never a thing. But yeah, the Countess' secretary was slain, the guard was slain, the horse was slain, and the Countess of Leowin was slain. Again, didn't have the ring with the inscription on it. That was part of the Thieves Guild quest. And I went to Armand, and I guess Armand seen some lady in the waterfront. He ended up being back at the guild hall in the Imperial City. That the player gets after being made the ruler of the Thieves Guild or whatever. I got my bounty removed, some dispersed some of the stash. All this with no audio. So I think it was fantastic. I'm not. I don't play the bad guy. Like I said, I'm usually in the Crusader armor, and I don't know how I'm going to get the Crusader armor with the problems that I'm having being a bad guy. It's a shame that a legacy that's going to outlast me simply was sabotaged by audio 115 minutes in, suspected that the audio had failed, but the software not saying that, it says it's recording software, but it doesn't, I can't verify it. And what's funny is, the only thing that has verified my information that I gave up some of the Social Security females, I believe that's a gender discrimination, wouldn't do anything. I let them know at 2 locations to checks and balances, and Miss Riley called from Maryland saying that I gave her the wrong numbers to actually identify the information that they needed to verify. Well, Miss Riley shouldn't have had called anyone. They already should have had that information. I handed Miss Reed the medical documents. Handed it to her. She did not take any of those documents and copy or nothing. The glass is transparent, you dumb bitch. I can see you. You're doing nothing with them. And it's funny because I have a sister-in-law and said, "Oh, copiers are really fast." Like, what? What do you? So I let it go at that. I didn't say I verified that I could see her. She didn't even open the folder. Plausible deniability. Nobody wants to be liable. That's why fraud is so successful. It's fraud. We don't have to check, or they do check, and they know it's fraud. Nobody's going to get hurt or die, or if they're lying about it. If you're not lying about it, you're going to end up at bunch of old people in North Carolina or Virginia who apply for SNAP, don't get it, and starve to death. But was it lazy, or did they really need it? It's quite compelling, isn't it? I needed it, I'm going to die. And then they ask you, is it life-threatening? Fuck, I don't know. Do you control the job situation too? You're the one with the grid roll. Tell them that. But you have to be at least 50 to not be accepted into the grid roll. But how the hell are you going to get a job at fucking 50 years old doing something else? In fact, I have applied in a couple of times. Are you sure you don't want to be the auto mechanic job? So I reply back, sure, it sounds great, but I got limitations. I give them the limitations that I can't do with my arm. I don't hear back from them. That's my fault? Should I lie about it? Tell them a lie and say, and then unload all fucking 2,000 pounds of my tools only to turn around in a week to be fired? Like, what sense does that make? Fraud pays, and it's a great stimulant for the economy. Fucking people. That's how I feel about it. Tourette's. Anyway, like I am reclusive. I've been informed that I'll live forever. I don't know how